What's up, Taiwan? Good evening. I'm Erika Liu with 10 minutes of news from here in Taiwan and around the world. Starting in Taiwan, there were just 10 new domestic COVID-19 cases on Wednesday, along with 44 imported cases. But there's growing concern about a lack of test kits. And that's a problem because more and more companies are asking employees to get tested for COVID-19. And with schools set to reopen later this week, the government says teachers who are not fully vaccinated will also have to get tested. Louise Watt has more.
Rapid COVID test kits are getting harder to find, with some pharmacies running out, as many companies have asked their staff to get tested before returning to work after the Lunar New Year holiday. One pharmacist explains the problem.
没有的原因是因为那个所有他们工厂做出来的部分全部给政府征收了，或是医院征收掉了，所以我们现在看不到。
Office workers are not the only ones getting tested. Junior high and elementary schools reopen on Friday after a 3-week break. Teachers and other staff who aren't double vaccinated have to get tested.
如果说没有注射完第二剂的这个，比如说校内的工作同仁或者是校外进来的，我们都会提供一次的一个快筛。
Schools are also preparing in other ways.
在为孩子准备了每一个人有20个的口罩。 然后要一并的发放给孩子。那另外学校也利用这段开学前的这几天，也请我们的安心人力的伙伴们，然后来进到各教室去做环境的一个清洁消毒。
Schools hope this careful cleaning will keep students safe and their education free from the pandemic. Klein Wang and Louise Watt for TaiwanPlus.
Turning now to the international response to COVID, a very different scene in New Zealand, where demonstrators have taken to the streets in the capital, Wellington. They're protesting against vaccine mandates. It follows similar protests across Canada, which are entering week 3. Protesters there are now causing disruption at several land crossings with the United States. James Chater has the latest.
Heavy traffic continues at the busiest land crossing in North America. It comes as truckers protesting vaccine mandates in Canada blocked traffic between the Canadian province of Ontario and the US state of Michigan. Earlier this week, the bridge that handles around 8,000 trucks a day was brought to a standstill. In the country's capital, Ottawa, demonstrators and their trucks are still clogging the city streets after over 2 weeks of protests. And inside Canada's parliament, the dividing lines are clear.
Order. Everyone is sick and tired of lockdowns, of the measures we have to do, of the sacrifices we've had to make. But Canadians have continued to step up over the past 2 years, been there for each other, been there to get vaccinated.
But from the leader of Canada's opposition Conservative Party, accusations that Trudeau is blurring the lines between politics and public health.
Countries like Ireland, Sweden, Norway, Israel, Czech Republic, the UK, Spain, Denmark, they're all removing restrictions and mandates, and they're all countries that have a lower vaccine rate than Canada.
The protests in Canada are inspiring similar demonstrations overseas. In New Zealand's capital, Wellington, on Tuesday, truckers also protesting vaccine mandates attached Canadian flags to their vehicles. It's a reference to their source of inspiration across the Pacific.
I'm here today to protest against the mandates, as I lost my job due to the mandates and I absolutely love that job.
I think it would be wrong to...
Despite the unrest, New Zealand's Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern has said she won't negotiate with the demonstrators. Vaccine mandates across the world are increasingly seen as either a route to freedom or an assault on it. And if these competing claims continue to cause instability, leaders may be forced to the negotiating table. James Rayner and James Chater for TaiwanPlus.
A delegation from Somaliland met with Taiwan President Tsai Ing-wen on Wednesday. The delegation arrived in Taiwan on Tuesday night for a 5-day visit. They've met with the economics minister and will also sit down with officials from Taiwan's state-run petroleum company, CPC, which bought a 49% share of an oil field in the African country last year. The two countries agreed to exchange representative offices in 2020, but so far, no nation officially recognizes Somaliland, which declared independence from Somalia in 1991. Foreign Minister Essa Kaid Mohammed told President Tsai on Wednesday that his trip is all about boosting bilateral relations.
This visit by such a high-level Somaliland delegation is just not symbolic. It signifies our mutual determination and resolve to upscale, expand, and deepen our friendship and cooperation to new heights for the mutual benefits of our two countries.
The European Union has announced a new plan to invest $48 billion in semiconductor or chip manufacturing through 2030. The bloc currently produces only 10% of the world's semiconductors, and only a small portion are made using the most advanced processes needed for high-end chips. EU Commission President Ursula von der Leyen says the chips are crucial to modern life.
Chips are at the center of the global technological race. They are, of course, also the bedrock of our modern economies, and they are essential for the goods we use on an everyday basis. We have them in our smartphones, we have them in our washing machines. During the pandemic, for example, we needed them crucially in the life-saving ventilators, or now, for example, with the energy topics, they are in the electricity grids. So the chips are crucial in almost every device.
Cybersecurity experts are raising concerns about the Winter Olympics in Beijing. They're worried about an app that is required by all participants and how it could be used to snoop on users. It could also leave long-lasting loopholes. Ryan Ho-Kilpatrick has this report.
Without the roar of spectators or the ability for visitors to freely roam the host city, the Beijing Winter Games are an Olympics like no other. The thousands of athletes and members of the media converging on the Chinese capital are locked inside a closed-loop bubble, cut off from the rest of the country due to coronavirus fears. They are also required to use an app called Beijing 2022. But cybersecurity experts have warned that the app can be used to spy on or monitor users.
Audio and text can be collected and transmitted for analysis that I found is actually censors the user from either sending a message within the app or searching for things within the app. You use a voice-to-text dictation and you speak one of these words that's on this illegal keyword list that has come to light. You'll actually see that there's data transmission happening. And we can see in the code that if you attempt to send this illegal word, text, or phrase, you'll actually see this in the background in the code that this is an illegal search word.
Dutch Olympians have been banned from bringing personal phones and laptops due to surveillance concerns. Other countries, like the US, Canada, Germany, and Australia, have urged delegates to do the same. But this may not be enough, since even after the app is removed from a device, the threat remains.
The issue is you're never really certain about what vulnerabilities could be lurking in the background, both, with this app, which is easy enough to delete after the games are over, but also can be embedded in the phone's software after that. These can provide invaluable backdoors through things called zero-day exploits, which are just, bugs that are not widely known about. And that could last potentially for how long you have the phone, for years. And if you upload, for example, back up a copy of your phone's data in, iCloud, that could last for many generations of your personal devices.
As the first city ever to host both the Summer and Winter Olympics, Beijing aims to leave a positive and lasting impression, fulfilling its slogan, together for a shared future. But when it comes to the online behavior of those present, that lasting bond may be a little too close for comfort. Ryan Ho-Kilpatrick for TaiwanPlus.
Thank you for watching What's Up Taiwan. I'm Erika Liu. Finally, we leave you with images of some penguins just chilling in Antarctica. Remember to download the TaiwanPlus app for more stories from Taiwan and around the world. See you next time. Take care.